Here at IPD, you might think that we only get excited when we develop a new go-fast part for a Volvo, but that's not the case. We also get really excited when we know we developed a product that works well for you and your car, and it might be a maintenance part or a suspension part. In this case, we're talking about IPD's new HD Ball Joint for P2 models. That covers most S60, V70, XC70 models, but please double check the fitment application on the website for specific years. So what we have here is IPD's HD Ball Joint. This is a great addition to your car, especially if you've already replaced these once. My guess is that you're going to have to do it again. We sell a lot of these, and we've reached out to all of our customers and to independent repair shops to find out what actually fails on these cars and what kind of symptoms you encounter with a failing ball joint. Usually you'll get a front end clunk or a vibration or the car wandering, or sometimes your car goes in just for routine maintenance and you'll notice that the ball joint boot is actually torn. Now if the boot is torn, I can almost guarantee that it's a matter of time before the ball joint will actually fail. Now I know we're going to get a lot of questions about how do I tell whether or not I have a ball joint that's failed or a control arm that's failed or an inner or outer tie rod, because they'll have kind of the same symptoms. That's why we recommend taking your car to an independent Volvo specialist or a front end specialist, because they can actually further diagnose each individual component to tell whether or not you need a ball joint or control arm or an inner tie rod. One of the easy symptoms is the boots will be torn. The factory rubber boot that comes on the ball joints are very weak, and in harsher climates will break that boot down, allow the outer elements to actually attack the ball joint inside this little joint here on the ball joint assembly and deteriorate it. Once this thing starts to get really floppy and loose, that's when you start hearing clunking and you'll start to notice drivability issues. Anytime IPD sees an opportunity to help our customers with making a product better than the factory versions, we want to apply those resources, and we did that with the IPD HD Ball Joint. Like I mentioned earlier, one of the weak points is the boot. The boot protects the internals of the ball joint, and for anybody living in a harsher climate, that boot is the first line of defense, and when it gets destroyed, the next thing that's going to happen is the internals of the ball joint will fail. That's why we upgraded the boot to a silicone harder version. It will withstand against any corrosion or salty climates, especially if you live in a harder winter climate that will deteriorate this piece. We also upgraded the grease that goes inside this boot. We use a water-resistant, durable grease that will protect the inside of the ball joint. We upgraded the ball joint to a stainless steel socket, which will resist any type of corrosion if any of these other external pieces fail. IPD HD Ball Joint is a direct replacement, the same as the factory OE piece. It comes with all the necessary hardware pieces for installation to make it easy for you to install it in your car. If you have any further questions, you can get a hold of us at 444-6473 or check out our product page at ipdusa.com.